The level that changed Geometry Dash forever. I think this is the Bloodbath and Riot video. This has been recommended for a very long time now. I feel like this is a great time to watch it because we're probably going to beat 9 circles today and finally jump to our first extreme demon, Bloodbath. So what better time to learn about this than right frickin' now?
It's August 2015 and Riot is ready to upload the new hardest level. Thousands of viewers have been waiting for this very moment. When he clicks that upload button, Geometry Dash will be changed forever. But if it weren't for 2 specific levels made a year prior, this moment might have never happened. A new level called Ice Hell Cave had just been released, featuring some very hard gameplay for its time. Few managed to complete levels
I've never even heard of Ice Hell Cave. What's that?
like this, which made players wonder how far the difficulty of this game
I've heard of Demon Park. I feel like I may have heard of Extreme Park. What is Ice Hell Cave? Yo, Yeety, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you, dude.
would be taken. However, most didn't think by much, as it seemed like a limit would be reached. That all changed in May of 2014, when a creator named Roadboss would make a level inspired by Ice Hell Cave.
Okay.
This was Ice Carbon Diablo X, and it was insane.
Oh my god, this is stupid.
It featured incredibly hard timing,
Okay, Yeety, thank you for the 5 gifted. What the freaking heck? You clearly want to see us get to the 150 subscriber goal so I get a heart rate monitor. Holy W. Sorry to the people who are just trying to watch the react right now, but that is a walking W, bro. Y'all, keep on subbing. Keep on subbing, keep on gifting. Holy W. Thank you, bro.
straight fly, and fakes to trick you. Despite popular belief, difficulty had been pushed by miles.
Wait, is Toph here? Toph got a sub. Oh, he been lurking.
But not in a good way. You see, the level was hacked, which was devastating. The community despised hacked levels, and so hoped that one day, someone would attempt and complete this beast legitimately. However, due to the sheer difficulty, nobody even dared to try it. That is, except for one player, Riot.
People have been talking about Riot for so long now, y'all. Like, people have been wanting to hear about Riot, or wanting me to learn about Riot for a minute. They're like, this guy's awesome. His story's cool. You should learn about him.
Oh, my nuts hurt so much I fell on them.
I'm supposing that that's why they like him so much.
Riot was a competitive person. He always tried to complete levels before everyone else, and eventually wanted to become Geometry Dash's greatest player.
Oh, he was the OG Zoink? Nice.
However, this meant he would have to dethrone the current number 1, Cyclic.
I have heard of Cyclic. I know Cyclic
I was
vaguely.
like, wow, this guy's actually better than Riot. I didn't expect that to happen.
It wasn't going to be easy, especially considering that Riot had previously lost a race to him on a level called Cataclysm. While Cyclic was the winner, if Riot did something harder than Cataclysm, he could overtake Cyclic. So that's when he stumbled upon Ice Carbon Diablo X. It was the golden opportunity. He'd grind the level for hours every day, hoping for that perfect run. And only 3 days in, he would get this.
Rip.
A devastating fail. It looked like Riot's dream of becoming the best player had been stripped away. But he couldn't give up now. He was so close.
But that's just like what this game is, right? Like you play game, or like you play levels, you play games, you play levels, and sometimes you get a crazy fluke from like 30%, you beat the whole level, and sometimes you have a crazy choke like right at the end. At least it wasn't the freaking Vortrox curse, bro. But like, that does feel bad, but I feel like at the end of the day, that's the game. If you're already one of the top players, you know that. Why would that dissuade you?
All he needed to do was to go for that last push. And on the same day, it happened.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Bang. Easy.
Riot did the impossible. He beat Ice Carbon Diablo X. After over a month since his defeat to Cyclic, he would come out on top. But all of this was cut short. It turned out that Ice Carbon Diablo X wasn't actually the hardest level. It was surprisingly the level.
Yeah, I feel like it couldn't have been that hard of a level if I've never heard of it, right?
Riot lost the race to Cataclysm.
Ice Carbon Diablo X only
I have heard of that one.
really has that one the ship parts basically, but the rest of ICDX is, you know, like a regular like map pack. But if you look at Cataclysm, like just from looking at it, you see the wave part, you see the ship part. Pretty much every part looks pretty scary in Cataclysm.
To add insult to injury, there were even horror levels before Ice Carbon Diablo X, but were made illegitimately, so fortunately didn't count. Riot's plan to be the best had failed, and if he wanted any chance to succeed now, he'd have to act fast. Luckily, he had two options. He could either make the hardest level by himself, or search for it. On one hand, making the hardest level by himself felt
I see where this is going now.
like a no-brainer, but if he failed to pull through, his chances of victory would be completely gone. However, if it takes too long to find a level, Cycle would gain an unbeatable lead. His whole career depended on one single choice.
Wait, and he made one of the best levels of all time. Like, some could say the level changed Geometry Dash forever.
I know I was watching a person stream that would change how this game would develop, you know? I always knew that.
They almost said it.
I remember I was on vacation, and I think I once, as always, joined Riot's stream, and I saw this new level he was playing, and everyone talking about it in chat,
kinda
and
loud.
him, like introducing it to
bad.
everyone, you know?
This is Bloodbath, a level that blew everyone away. Here is why.
Level looks so easy, by the way. I probably get this in what, like 100 attempts?
Definitely the length is one of them, because you know, it's longer than ICDX and Cataclysm.
And it's super tight actually, and there's
What's the runtime on Bloodbath? I thought it was just it's not an extra long, right? It's like a minute 50 or something?
orbs and ship, which just on top of that just makes it so much harder.
For that reason, some thought Riot wouldn't be able to do it. But then again, this was still Riot. He had never backed out from a challenge. So after fixing some questionable
minutes?
parts,
Damn.
he was ready to stream his quest.
Dude, June 2015, chat, where were you? I was freaking just about. No, not just about. I just finished my first year of college, bro. I'm so unk.
It was, genuinely speaking, absolutely insane. Like the hype in chat, the people talking, everyone was just watching him complete the hardest level like possible in the game.
It felt like we were there with him. Every time he got far into the level, we cheer by spamming go in the chat. We all wanted him to succeed.
I did it! YOLO!
Wait, did Riot popularize spamming go in chat? Or like that seemed so. That doesn't make. I feel like people just do that, right?
And on one day, it looked like he would. He passed all of the hardest parts and entered the last 10%.
What's the hardest part of Bloodbath? I've heard Michigan is like the most notorious part. Is it Michigan? Oops. Yeah, that's gotta
So
hurt.
close to the end. So close to being the best, yet so
Missy or Etzer? Dope.
far.
Oh yeah, crack. Right.
This mentally destroyed Riot. Imagine having thousands of viewers wanting you to succeed, but you just can't.
Bro, imagine having tens of viewers that want you to succeed, but you just can't. And then you'd have my stream.
However, as we said before, if he gave up now, he would once again lose to Cyclic.
I think that if he drops it, his career's basically done. Like, unless he goes for something else. I mean, but that's the thing. There wasn't really anything else at the time that was nearly as hard, let alone harder.
It was all or nothing. So, after 25,000 attempts and 1.5 months of non-stop grinding, it happened.
That's honestly not that bad. Am I crazy?
Oh my god!
And so, here we are. It's August 2015 and Riot is ready to upload the new hardest level. Thousands of viewers have been waiting for
Wait, but why? I thought that was this during a time where you had to beat your level before you could release it, or like did he just self-verify? I'm kind of
this
confused.
very moment. When he clicks that upload button, Geometry Dash will be
Like, did open verification, like having other players verify your levels, is that like more of a recent GD history development? No, I know that you have to. I'm just confused.
The tables had turned. Cyclic was defeated. Once Riot uploaded Bloodbath, he was without a doubt the best player. However, this rivalry wasn't quite over, as Cyclic had a level up his sleeve to strike back at Riot. But until then, people would start attempting Bloodbath.
I got to that part. I got to that part.
At
Not
first,
that part.
everyone
I got basically my first day of ever playing Geometry Dash. I got to basically 3%. The ticker just didn't go over. I'm still a Bloodbath 2%er though.
struggled.
First day of playing the game.
Someone even spent 43,000 attempts in practice mode, although that's just a massive skill issue. Therefore, word quickly got around that the first person to complete it other than Riot would gain massive popularity and could overtake Riot. And for a bit, it seemed like a player named Smokes was about to be the one. Only 3 days after Bloodbath's release, Smokes would get 25%. Although it wasn't much, it was the best run by far and it was done so quickly too. He would continue the grind and eventually get 34%. Only a week later, Bloodbath took 1.5 months to be beaten. Smokes was about to beat it in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Or was he? The next few days
Hacker?
would be quiet. No progress, no
Or no, maybe he just hit a dry spell. Bro, I've been there, dude. Yeah, I'm playing 9 circles right now, bro. Whew. It's tough, man.
practice, nothing. Bloodbath's difficulty had claimed its first victim, and Smokes for
Alarm went off. I gotta start streaming 10 minutes if you could remind me, chat.
now at least, would drop the level. Quick intermission. A bit after Bloodbath's release, people will suddenly go on a massive debate on whether Riot said swag or quack during his completion.
Swag.
Now, Riot
I heard quack.
has apparently confirmed that he said swag, but I
No, I heard quack. No, I think that in that moment, Riot turned into a duck because he was so excited.
will always be a quack believer. Truly a thing that changed Geometry
Like, what's more realistic here?
Dash
Let's use our heads maybe once in our lives.
forever. This is Sandstorm, the fan favorite to beat Bloodbath, as he was pretty dang good. Not only did he make good progress in the first half, but in the second one as well. To many, he seemed unstoppable. Will Cyclic beat Bloodbath? By the way,
Probably.
let's focus on when will Sandstorm beat it. But that wouldn't last long, as after getting a new best of 36%, he would sadly join Smokes and fall victim to its sheer difficulty.
Dang, bro. People are getting hard stuck. Riot kind of cooked.
Over the coming months, many more would attempt Bloodbath.
And these were some of the top players at the time. And me and my hubris, I think that I can just jump from 9 circles to a level that once gave the top players a bunch of issue trying to beat. Yeah, I guess.
But to no avail. People weren't used to this. Prior to Bloodbath, Geometry Dash was a lot different. The community was smaller, and most importantly, the game was less challenging. Never before had 2 of the best players gone for a level that was proven to be possible and failed. But because of that, it did inspire some to make their own Bloodbath-like levels. The Flawless was one, and it had a red color scheme and dark atmosphere that was heavily influenced by Bloodbath. This theme it had would start to be known as the Hell theme.
I was just about to say, yeah, someone in my chat's told me about that before. I dig the hell theme, bro. I think red and black is already like a cosmetically favorable color scheme for me. I dig it, bro.
And it began to be used everywhere. The Hell World, Realm of Bloodshadow, yada garasso, it had gotten so popular that people started to despise its existence. Why are all of the extreme levels Hell theme? Can't we have a Heaven theme hard level for once? I'm
No.
so sick of Hell theme levels. No offense. One of those levels
Man, people love complaining just about everything, right? I don't know. How about you make like, how about you, if you're pissed that everyone's making hell themed levels, how about you make a level of that quality that isn't hell themed? Oh no, it's easier to just complain about other people's creative works than actually working on your own? You suck.
stood out though. Aftermath was considered to be one of the hardest levels at the time. It used the rest of Bloodbath song, At the Speed of Light, and became known as the last level of the so-called trilogy, consisting of Cataclysm, Bloodbath, and, of course, Aftermath. It was many players' dream to have it completed, but while Cataclysm and Aftermath could be done with a bit of practice, Bloodbath couldn't. As time passed, hope for the level to be completed diminished. Apart from Smokes returning to it for a short while, and Gyron getting 44%, no one looked capable enough to complete it.
Wow.
That is until...
So he was just on top for months, Riot. Riot was just on top. Nah, he chokes. I knew it.
This was by far the most anyone had gotten, passing some of the hardest sections in the level. The player in question was Mabio1, and the weird thing about them was that they had only recently started playing. How could someone so new be so good? well,
Hacks?
some start to suspect that they were not actually new and were a secret alt account of Riot. Maybe Riot made this as a test to see if Mabi would get accused of hacking, which he didn't, but that's just a theory. If it really is Riot,
game theory.
then GG on beating Bloodbath 2 times. Whenever that happens. Here's another theory. Mabi isn't a boy and is actually a girl. She's actually Riot's lost sister. Okay, that last theory just makes no sense.
I was about to say.
These were quickly
I was like, what? How is that either here or there?
debunked though, as both of them had streamed at the same time. While Mabi01 was in Riot, they were still progressing and got 66% about 2 weeks later. For the first time in over 4 months, the dream of someone completing this level didn't seem so out of reach. And on the 13th of February 2016, that dream became a little more real.
Okay, so still not clear, but... This is why we take new best, chat. It's not always about the full clear. New best is a new best.
Couldn't believe their eyes. Mabi had just got 71%. Go, Mabi, go! Come on, you'll be the first to pass it. No, no, no.
Actually, Riot was the first one to pass.
Oh, never give up. But after this, he began to struggle. His progress became stagnant, and only 2 months later, he would quit Geometry Dash altogether. Bloodbath had done it again.
Wow.
It had claimed yet another victim.
Who's gonna do it?
How though? How could not even the best players complete this level? It seemed like every time someone attempted it, they'd inevitably give up midway through.
To be fair, first victor doesn't mean first victor. What are we talking about?
Something seemed off about Riot's recordings. His ship movement was odd. His trail was cutting and his skill was unmatched. What was going on?
144 Hz is just a more clear and more high-tech monitor.
First victor is second to beat it? Dude, some things just straight up don't make sense to me in this game. But I guess I'll just let y'all have that.
But it makes it
The verify, okay.
so...
That's fair. That's, you know, if we're just talking about semantics, it probably doesn't matter. Okay, fine. The first victor is the term for the first person non-verifier to beat it. You know what? I can sleep easy tonight, fine.
So your frames are just naturally higher.
I'll let y'all have that. It's weird, but I'll let you have it.
For input delay and how responsive your movements are in different games, but especially for Geometry Dash, I actually think it's not intended to be. It's not. Not only do the physics change, which makes it easier to control stuff, but like I think the game just generally becomes easier to control because like, yeah.
Riot had a 144 Hz monitor. It isn't a cheat, but with Bloodbath having tons of the ship game mode, it made it a lot easier.
I think Ship and Wave are like the two most skill-based modes, and they benefit a lot from 144 and like higher refresh rates.
To give you an example, when I recently started playing Bloodbath on 60 Hz, I could barely pass the beginning. However, with a higher refresh rate, well, you'll have to wait a bit longer to see how far I got. More and more would start to discover this advantage.
Tell me now!
So it wouldn't take long before some extremely skilled players would use it to beat Bloodbath.
Okay. That actually makes more sense. I was wondering why so many top players were having issues with it. And it was because of the refresh rate of it all. Most new players now, I mean, I'll speak for myself on PC. Like, I play on a 144 Hz monitor. So, like, I'm literally playing with a skill buff that a lot of people in 2015 didn't have. That makes sense.
I feel like Mabby. I'm Mabby now.
You forgot to put Serve in this list. He has 77% on Bloodbath. The deadlock had been broken. After so many failed attempts, then was in sight. It was just a matter of when it would happen. And then...
Oh no! Wow, here it comes! Dude, if I get a 96% on Bloodbath, I'm... Well, let's just play the clip. I'll probably do this.
Surf has 90...
Honestly, I feel like that was kind of an underreaction, no? I feel like that was surprisingly nonchalant.
Some Bloodbath. I can't believe it. He's gonna be the first person to beat Bloodbath. A player named Surf had died mere seconds before the finish line. While this sucked, it meant that any minute he could do it. But unexpectedly, someone else named Quasar would also reach the 90s. No! 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 No!
Bro, I know that hurts.
90.
Serve would have to act fast if he wanted to win. Both would battle back and forth for days. This might have seemed pointless, but you have to remember this meant everything. If you became the first to complete Bloodbath, you'd be catapulted into somewhat godlike status, the GOAT, let's say. And on the 13th of March, 2016, Quasar would get this run.
98. I bet it's 98. I bet. Oh, okay, never mind. Dude, but imagine a 98.
Oh my god! It's over! It's over! Get wrecked, sir!
Good job, Quasar.
Seeing a player other than Riot complete Bloodbath
99 is possible? Oh god.
was truly magical. The discovery of 144Hz was a revolution. People were finally able to complete this level. Only
Okay, I literally feel so much better because literally I thought that like just like the player base had gotten better in the last 10 years. I'm so glad it was just a hardware limitation. I was really like, how is Cyclic still struggling with this? Because I've heard about Cyclic and how it was a go.
2 weeks later,
This makes so much more sense.
Serve would
It was literally something that was out of most people's hands.
become the second victor. And then suddenly, something snapped. Souls TRK, RPG Raketi, Trusta, all of these were players that completed Bloodbath. This level didn't seem so impossible anymore, which is why one of the victors of it, Trusta, would go on to do something even harder.
Like, it's so fun. Like, the second, like, 144 hertz unlocked, it's just like you're getting people beating it.
Bloodbath
Like, that to me is so empirically evident that, like, that was the bottleneck.
was no longer the hardest level. Sakup Hell had just dethroned it. It was shorter than Bloodbath, but the tight wave gaps and gameplay
Oh,
made
God.
it way harder. Riot's #1 spot was looking really fragile, and if he wanted to keep his throne, he'd have to do something quickly. So that's when he found his chance.
I'm gonna get.
No, dude, I really don't feel like this is real. There's no fucking way
Yeah,
he'd
there's no
actually be. He has to be just doing this to fuck himself. What I think is going on is I think he's so pissed at himself for hacking the 2 levels that he's just gonna lie about hacking everything. No, it cannot be real. I've been competing with a hacker the whole time.
His rival, Cyclic, was a hacker. But before
Whoa!
Cyclic confessed, he made a level known as Sonic Wave.
Wait, then... So Cyclic couldn't beat Bloodbath even when he was hacking?
Which was way harder than Bloodbath. Since it was hacked though, it was left unbeaten by anyone. With Riot now needing to keep up with a new wave of players, he saw this as an opportunity to once again prove himself. Over the coming months, Riot would put tens of thousands of attempts trying to complete Sonic Wave, and slowly but surely, he reached closer to the end. However, just like with Cataclysm, Riot would again find himself in the middle of another race. Sonix was a very skilled player and was Riot's main competitor. He progressed insanely fast and it looked pretty dire for Riot. Out of Riot's 2 races,
No! We can
he
move
had
past
only
it.
won once. But
The percentage was bad.
maybe it was going to happen twice.
Wait, what level is this? I'll be so honest, I missed. Is this... What level is this? Oh, it is Sonic Wave? I was gonna say Sonic Wave, but I was afraid that if I had said it and I was wrong, y'all would have laughed at me. Oh, there's 9 circles? Thank you. Don't you mean windy landscape? For the long-term watchers, we watched the Super Buff Demon videos and they were saying windy landscape instead of 9 circles.
Now don't get me wrong, this fail sucked, but it sent a message. Riot was going to be the first to beat Sonic Wave. I mean, all he had to do was to pass a few more clicks. What happened next though would shock everyone.
Wow.
Sonic Wave was completed, but not by Riot. Sonic's was the one to pull through. Riot had failed. He had lost the race. This devastated him. He knew that he was no longer the best player in Geometry Dash. After this defeat, he dropped Sonic Wave for good and slowly faded away from the community.
Bro, he was at 96%.
And his level Bloodbath wasn't doing well either. By the end of 2016, more than 30 people had completed it, and it wasn't even in the top 3 anymore.
Which is, oh, okay. So that's the qualifier for wasn't doing well. Because I was about to say, Bloodbath is like one of the most beloved levels in the whole game. Like, even if you haven't played, or like if you barely played Geometry Dash, I feel like that's like Slaughterhouse and Bloodbath were the two first extreme demons I heard about day one of playing this game. Like that should stand for something. I know a lot of Geometry Dash players can be like, no, being top 5 or top 10, whatever, that's what matters. And it's just like, no, bro, like if you have that kind of notoriety where new players immediately learn about your level, that's true motion. Who cares about like, sorry, I'm going to piss some people off, but like, if you know the name of something, being a household name, but of a Geometry Dash level, that means something, bro.
Was this the end for both of them? Well, maybe not quite, as Nobbleboy, one of the victors of Bloodbath, was about to do Riot a favor. This is Bloodlust, an exceptional recreation of Bloodbath. It not only had better designs, but way horror gameplay. If this were to be verified, it would be the best possible successor to Bloodbath.
Absolutely. I think Bloodlust is the perfect remake. Like, genuinely amazing. Even the extension that I think barely anyone expected fits super well.
Over the course of 1.5 years, Nobbleboy would pour thousands of hours and attempts into this beast. It truly was something out of this world, and
do you remember this from the 50 Days with Bloodlust video? The video I watched where they played the level they're talking about? Yes, I'd hope I would remember it.
almost 3 years
Sorry, that was kind of snarky. Yeah, I remember.
since Bloodbath released, with many doubting he would be able to
Can you imagine? I watched a whole video about Bloodlust that was like 30 or 40 minutes. And I'm just like, wait, what's Bloodlust, chat? What's this level they're talking about?
defeat this beast, he would do the impossible.
They say it's an extension of Bloodbath? Y'all would need to link me to literally that React video and shame me for it.
This was incredible. In a way, Bloodlust kept Bloodbath's legacy alive. It immediately placed at the #1 spot and gathered millions of views. Even if Riot had quit long ago by this point, it must have felt pretty good to see
But I don't know if I ever want to play Bloodlust if I get to that level because it's an extra long and I don't like those.
something like this happen. Unfortunately though, Bloodbath would still
Riot made a Turnus? Is that real, chat?
eventually see its end a few years later.
Really?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but I looked into that level specifically because I heard it could be harder. I found that it was harder. I was
Damn.
gonna push off Bloodbath, and I was the person that pushed the button on pointercrate.com to add Alphabet X, and right when I clicked it, that's when Bloodbath fell off. I did that.
But that was fine. Bloodbath became a stepping stone for upcoming players, and even someone like me has beaten it.
I won!
It's an icon to the Geometry Dash community, and it means so much to everyone. However, the crazy thing is, stuff could be a lot different. If it weren't for those 2 specific levels made a year prior, Riot may have never gotten the push he needed to beat Bloodbath. It
I can't tell if chat's doing a bit right now or not, so I'm just going to finish watching the video.
just goes to show that no matter how small something you make might seem, it can still have an impact on others. I bet these teenagers playing this simple mobile game never knew how much they'd mean to so many people. And maybe, just maybe, someone like you will create a level that will change Geometry Dash forever,
I'm not that interested in creating levels.
just like they did.
That's it. W video. Damn, so Riot went from like a top player to like a big level I'm sorry, like I can't, we've been doing so many bits in chat, I actually just have to search this in game really quick. You know, I'm just not gonna worry about that. Cool video. I forgot to freaking sub. So I'm gonna like and subscribe. Thanks, Under, for the video. And yeah, that was cool. Did you like that? Don't even pretend like you didn't. You made it that far in the video. Well, did you know that I stream Monday through Friday on Twitch and YouTube, and you could catch me live and get to be a part of the experience when it happens? Also, if you don't care about that, or otherwise you want to see more of the video that you just watched, link in the description to watch the full VOD. Do that, please. I have a black eye because I play basketball sometimes. Bye. Oh,